Hi, I'm Vivian, food, hospitality, and corporate artist. It is my gratitude to have a guest of honor of Sabah Institute of Art, Professor Dr. Wilson Yong, the President of SIA, with Ms. Dayang Masuri binti Abdul Rahman, the Chief Executive Officer of SIA. And we also have a special guest with us today, the Advisor of Environmental, Mr. Chong, a local consultant who is expert in EAC IAQ as well. Welcome to our guests of honor, Professor Dr. Wilson Yong and Ms. Dayang Masuri.
Hi, hello everybody, good morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, before we proceed from here, according to my knowledge, Mr. Chong was your student before and graduated in SIA. During that time, you were his lecturer. Kindly share us what do you feel about him, the difference between during his time at college and today. During Chong was your student, what would you foresee about his future, like things related to talent, character, attitude among the students in the class?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Chong is my student about 25 years ago. So when I meet him in a few months ago, so he came to see me. So in my memory, he is Jackson Chong. So the big difference is now becomes Chong. Okay, he is our alumni of 25 years since 1996 lah. So Mr. Rice is a very curious person who likes to ask a lot of questions during the classes. So he's a very hardworking in the interior design. So he is our interior design student during the time lah. In his page are very competitive and always strive for the best. Okay, so he is actually not very good in sketching lah, and the perspective drawing, but he is very good in detailing for interior designs. So now he is an entrepreneur and expert focusing on indoor air quality. We call it IAQ lah. Yeah. Okay.
Professor Dr. Wilson Yong, what is your plan in the upcoming future that you need your student Mr. Chong to contribute in return to Sabah Institute of Art?
Yeah, it is very important to everybody that everyone that Mr. Chong to contribute knowledge in IAQ nowadays, as we have interior design and architectural program in SIA. So previous years we have less expert in this IAQ to contribute this knowledge, and now we have Chong and his team to promote and market IAQ knowledge to our student and public. Yeah.
Okay, Professor Dr. Wilson Yong, all of us has been facing the impact from COVID-19 pandemic and waste our time for almost 2 years. Yourself as a president of SIA, what is your planning strategy and implementation to make sure each and every batch interior design student are well equipped with IAQ technical knowledge which is useful to the needs of industry and society?
Yeah, during the pandemic, most of the people from the industry, professionals, and education related are affected. So anyway, people still work at home lah, usually online. So we need to provide training, workshops, seminars, or short courses as it is not in our current syllabus. IAQ is very important as it is related to the health and safety issue nowadays. Yeah.
Ms. Dayang, yourself as a Chief Executive Officer of Sabah Institute of Art, besides providing knowledge and practical to every student by generation in handling a good design, what do you and your team plan to achieve on value-added information which applies to blue tech, environmental, and IAQ?
Okay, thank you so much, Vivian. So yeah, as an education institution, our job is to nurture and educate the students with a lot of knowledge and also skills. So basically nowadays there's a lot of skills that the student need to handle. So how do we get updated? Okay, how do we get or include all the valued information, okay, we from time to time we are actually updated with our experts, professionals from the industrial and also from the other education centers. Not only that, we are in touch with our alumni. So for example, Mr. Rice, he is our alumni from 1996. So basically, he came to us and offered to contribute more with us for his expertise. So actually, he's a EAC and IAQ consultant, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that is part of where we add more value into our education system inside SIA. Thank you.
Ms. Dayang, is there any strategic planning and preparation in continuously updating the student teaching and learning method with current technology and pandemic situation needs?
Okay, yes, of course we have one of it, as I mentioned just now. Mr. Rice and also Mr. Aldrin came to SIA last time to propose a lot of ideas that can contribute more into our syllabus. So part of it is where he and also Mr. Aldrin proposed to do workshops and also seminars to be added into our part of our education system here in SIA. Thank you.
Ms. Dayang, SIA is only local design and music college in Sabah. Will you able to provide more competitive course than KL College?
Yes, of course. In the future, we are planning to add more programs. It also depends on our what are the industrial, the technology, and also the future needs. So through that, we would like to enhance the program itself, so it will align with the whole things around us with the education system.
Okay, Professor Dr. Wilson Yong, based on your personal view, will the knowledge of kitchen electrostatic air cleaner benefit your interior design student and society?
Yes, it is. A new things for the kitchen cleaning maintenance skill, especially for the cooking, very oily. See?
Yeah.
This is also part of the interior design knowledge and work process and career paths.
Professor Dr. Wilson Yong, will you implement environmental evaporative air cooler into interior design?
Yeah, we will consider in future to fit this knowledge and skills in the interior design syllabus, short courses or future program. We can introduce this to the student and public. It is important. Yeah.
Professor Dr. Wilson, do you think the importance of IAQ benefit your college and your student?
Yes, generally previous years interior design was known as only about design, elements arrangement or decoration placement, but also should consider safety and health in the design process. So I think Mr. Rice Chong products are very important and beneficial to the younger and current generation work experience.
Ms. Dayang, will you set up a team to build a real model to promote Blue Tech environmental IAQ? If yes, when will you intend to kick off and ensure your students with better equipped?
Okay, definitely, of course. We have our education system here in SIA. We are always open for changes along with the future needs. So the idea is that we need to know when do we need to change and how we're going to change. So that is part of our planning in the future, and there will be a future discussion for that. Thank you.
Ms. Dayang, will you intend to collaborate with your ex-student, Mr. Chong, that granted him to contribute to SIA? If yes, please elaborate the way that brings to success.
Okay, definitely, of course. We always welcome our alumni to contribute more with SIA because it has been 31 years, right, Dato?
Yeah.
SIA has been built. So we always welcome our senior alumni to contribute more, to give knowledge to the juniors. So and in the same time they could enhance the education system here. So last time, like I mentioned, Mr. Rice and also Mr. Adrian came here to do a meeting. So part of it is doing workshop and also seminars. But for now, we currently are not able to do physical learning. But for sure, we could plan. Okay, we could plan where we can do online courses. So it can be implemented everywhere and also can be seen anywhere by everyone. So it actually can attract a lot of people to understand this idea of IAQ and also blue tech technology. Thank you.
Mr. Chong, what is your view about SIA 20 years ago? What do you foresee SIA from today to the year to come?
Okay. When that time, when I was in SIA, that time our college was based at Penampang, Towering. And that time, when we were on our batch, we only have about 5 classroom only. Okay, and during that time, during our that generation, there wasn't any computer. We only used drawing board, technical pen, and a T ruler. And that time, when what Datuk Yong last time had told us, you have to put the pencil line first. You have to plan in your brain, put everything there, then you put on the pencil line. Once the pencil line is done, the ink need to be done within the same day, because the weather, the tracing paper will expand and will go shrinking. So if you do it on the second day, the size will go out how should I say, haywire. So you need to get the ink done within the same day. And compare after that, few months ago when I paid a courtesy visit with Datuk Yong, I was a great surprise of today of SIA. The students are much lucky than us. The college have a very good location, very advanced equipment, and a very good facility. But you ask me about what I foresee SIA in future, I can very sure that in future will be much more better than our generation. I have foreseen that Datuk Yong and Dayang have placed a lot of effort in our SIA, and I will see SIA will grow strong and even will be much more better than our that generation 20 years ago.
Mr. Rashom, what do you think the young and the future SIA graduate need to be well equipped with the knowledge and information on Blue Tech Environmental IAQ? Please explain Blue Tech Environmental IAQ.
I split into 2 sections to look at the young generation, how they should be equipped with the Blue Tech Environment and the IAQ. If you ask me that I have met numbers of interior designer, either from West Malaysia or from our local here, I think the biggest things that I foresee, either they are from the graphic designer, the architectural or the interior designer, they need to change their mindset. Why? They have their artist attitude problem. That the things that they need to align of when they're dealing with people. It means like either you're dealing with the boss or with your client, they need to change their mindset as a artist character. That's what I foreseen in the market. Even the young generation or the senior will have this similar problem. Now, then move back to the actual question, Vivian, you are asking me. Now, time have changed, generation have changed, the pandemic also have changed. Today, you just do not just say, okay, I know how to do a good interior design. That is not enough. Generation have changed. The student during the time when they're in SIA, the college need to even well equip that how they're able to communicate and how to handle the project. By example, like we talk about blue tech, if you're doing an interior design nowadays, you even have to consider about, because of this 2 years of the pandemic, you have to even how to design example like the aircon, to implant a system that can kill the pandemic virus and the bacteria, that most of interior designer or the architectural, they do not have the first-hand information how to go about it. This is number one. And number two, most of interior designer, even now, those in the market right now, if you talk to them about environment of IAQ, I can quite sure most of them have no idea at all how to incorporate into their design. This is a very important things that they need to well equip about themselves. Now, when we come to the third one, like you mentioned about the IAQ, the indoor air quality, no matter you design either for the commercial industry or the domestic industry, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you can say I don't bother about all these things about the blue tag, the environment, the IAQ. As an interior designer nowadays, you like it or you don't like it, you have to well equip yourself. This will be the value added when they present to the client and explain to the client the important, even though maybe even they don't explain much, today's situation, client will accept it, because for the past 2 years, every person have learned a very expensive lesson. So this is the things that the student need to well equip with these three things on hand before they left the college.
Do you regret for unable to practice as interior design?
A bit on, because that during the moment when I was graduated, because in our that batch, our class under Datuk Yong, Datuk is about 12 to 13 of us, right?
Yes.
Those who really did involve in interior design in our batch is less than 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Because when that moment when we graduate that time, the market, the environment and the situation was not ready for us to involve into the market. If you ask today market, yes, it's ready. But however, whatever Datuk Yong have told us the interior design for the 3 years, whatever today I'm doing on the mechanical or the electrical on the IAQ, actually I do put more than 50 or 60%, actually I'm applying it, but in a different method, different way. Now my age cannot go back to do any more interior design, so just continue whatever Datuk had teach us and told us in the past during the design. I'm still applying it, so hope future that I have more contribution back to our college. But if you say ask me regret or not, yes, because I have no chance to excel my design into the market.
Since you are in the market for about 30 years, how tough is to be an interior designer in the market? Please give us some advice to young generation.
I think today's generation, the interior designer should say that, use a word, they are much more comfortable than us, because nowadays, especially when we come to the developer or the hoteler or inclusive like the mall, they're willing to engage interior designer to get a right concept to implant into their business. However, the young generation, if we talk about our local Sabah here, they lack of to see others area or district, or maybe example like other country, to improve their ideas and improve their knowledge. It means that I share a little bit more. Besides today, you do a good interior design. That I deal with most of the interior designer, they might lack of the knowledge of the traffic flow. That what Datuk have told us during that time, as I'm your student, that what the student now are lack of, and safety. It means that whatever you do to design, the safety you have to look into. It's not just on the safety on adult. It may be safety for the children, safety for their parents, in many areas to look into, and then including the fire exit. Then number 4, the practical of the interior design, that is also very important. And today, I met a number of interior designers that have one weakness. What is the biggest weakness? They lack of the skill and knowledge on the mechanical and the electrical. Example, like now my present, I got one of my team, is called Audrey Wong. He is good on the electrical, cabling and switchboard that I don't have the strength. So my team of Audrey Wong, he will support me on the electrical side. It's important nowadays as an interior designer, you must know the language of the electrical and the mechanical. You cannot just have the knowledge purely just on interior designer. You hardly can survive, because why? You will be bullied by the subcon, or you'll be bullied by the mancon. You have to be well equipped yourself, that you're able to communicate from top to bottom, all the level. Then you can able to master to control every project. And interior designer, one more thing they need to well equipped that they need to change their mindset to be like a businessman. You cannot always think yourself, I'm a graphic designer, I'm an interior designer, I'm good. As a business people, I don't care how good you are. You must know how to communicate in the business language. You must know how to communicate in the real market. That how you can, as a designer, to communicate with a language of business level. As a business level, then they're able to have the same frequency with you. That is what I suggest.
My final question is to Professor Dr. Wilson Yong and Ms. Dayang Masuri. Can you disclose what is your strategy planning for SIA next year?
SIA actually is planning to add in more programs related to all our programs currently, like interior design, like architecture, like graphic, like music, like fashion design, and of course with the Rice Chong's products, your Blue Tech, environment, and IAQ will be considered for future courses or subjects under the program in interior design. So I think, as Mr. Rice Chong just now mentioned, interior design actually is very wide, not only for interior design itself, like furniture, because a lot of people might misunderstanding interior design just like maybe do renovation, decoration, like partition, the ceiling, wall decoration, the floor, Actually, interior design involves a lot of things like lighting. You need to know about lighting. You need to know about aircon. You need to know about everything for interiors, like all the space design. And nowadays, because of the IAQ, all this, so need to implement in the interior design, because for more health, more safety. So of course these are very important. So we will consider, we will implement this into our programs, and we also going to franchise more programs for SIA, degree programs, and also postgraduate. So that is why we are planning to upgrade our SIA to becoming a university college in future. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, my answer is almost the same like Dato, because we have the same mission and also vision in what we see in the future. So, like Dato said, like Dato mentioned just now, we're planning to become a bigger institution. So we're focusing on becoming university level in the future. because our younger generation, not only our younger generation, anyone or whoever that is working, they need something to learn. Okay, they need something to learn. So they need to upgrade their skills. So we are looking for different type of courses. We're actually doing our research of what type of courses, mostly in terms of providing lifelong learning skills lah. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Wilson Yong, Ms. Dayang, and Mr. Chong for sharing today. I've learned a lot today, and I hope this sharing will bring benefit to all the students in the future. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Chong.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Vivian.
Thank you.
This is the end of our session. Thank you so much for watching. Please do follow us on Facebook for more updates. See you and stay tuned.